So today we're going to talk about what seems to be the rarest Yngwie Malmsteen signature guitar that I have ever come across. And for those that don't know, Yngwie Malmsteen, oh my God. I remember being at Media Play, because that was like, that was the store I went to that was just huge. You got lost in it back in the day when people used to buy, records and tapes and CDs, and like it was a thing. And you'd look through the bins. And I remember in the M section, when I was looking for Metallica, there was this dude on this brown, shit-stained cover. And on the back, he's just kind of leading with this huge poof of hair. And it said, the Yngwie Malmsteen collection. Yngwie. I didn't know his name was Yngwie for years. I went around telling my friends about Yngwie Malmsteen until someone's like, excuse me, it's Yngwie? And then you go on the internet and you can Google it now and it's like, it is Yngwie Malmsteen. Yngwie don't like donuts. But let's talk about Yngwie. Yngwie came out of Sweden at the age of like 7, 15, something really, really young. And he was playing a Stratocaster, a Fender Stratocaster, 50s and 60s Strats, like no one else had. Literally, it sounded like it was sped up, except it just wasn't. Like he was one of the first really, like, just completely utilizing the sweep picking thing. I mean, there's lots of guys that were doing it, but I mean, Yngwie, to this day, there's no one that does an arpeggio quite like Yngwie, and he'll let you know that. He'll tell you, oh, I just did a 17 octave arpeggio. When Yngwie came out, I want to say it was like 83, with Rising Force, I'll See the Light Tonight, Far Beyond the Sun, Trilogy and Odyssey, I Am a Viking. His solos are so awesome, they're so clean, they're so beautiful, that the only thing you can really accuse Yngwie of is copying himself over and over. You wanna know how crazy this dude was? He scalloped the frets of his 1950 Strats when you actually cut out little grooves in your frets so that you don't actually touch the wood, but instead you're just touching metal. And he wanted to wear like that giant poofy shirt. He can literally wear gold chains and Rolexes and sunglasses at night because the sun never sets on a player. It doesn't matter because he's Yngwie. But today we go deep with one of the rarest Yngwie guitars. It's a Japanese one. It's the ST72EX. I am under the understanding that they started the Yngwie Malmsteen guitar in 1988 in the United States. John Page, headed that whole thing with some people, got all the notes from Yngwie, wanting to keep the contours classic to the 1950 Strats, but then make this U-shaped neck that was very Yngwie. They had stacked DiMarzio pickups that were supposed to be like hum canceling, but they still retained all the hum. This is the Japanese model that came out in 1990. And it's absolutely incredibly crazy because there are so many different models and so many different iterations. And this serial number dates this to 1989, 1990, even though I know that I think this is 1990 is the first one. But here's what's so crazy about this guitar. And I'm going to have Jim, my director, run to the beautiful beam footage in a second. Because I actually took off the neck because I didn't think you guys would even believe me on this. But when this came out, it was available in Sonic Blue. And then later, they came out with the Seafoam version. This is faded Sonic Blue. All of them, but this one and one other on the website that I saw that's a 1990, where the guy took off the neck, and in the neck pocket, it's faded Sonic Blue. And I took the neck off of this, and let me tell you, baby, it's faded Sonic Blue. So you can see it's a T72EX. But as you can see right on the neck pocket right here, this is a faded Sonic Blue. They keep saying they came in Sonic Blue or Seafoam, but there's a very, very, very few of them that came in this faded Sonic Blue. And as you can see from this neck pocket, that was the original color, faded Sonic Blue. And as you can see, it says made in Japan. And if you look up this, the serial number, I stands for 8990. But the one that I saw online had the American bridge on it. So in 1990, they actually put the 2-point American bridge or whatever it is versus this old school CBS style bridge. But this one has a CBS style bridge. It's the #1 selling Fender model, I believe, as far as any solo artist model. 25/5 scale with the scallops, which if you want scallops, Yngwie was the first to do it, except with these early Japanese ones, they weren't set up in the factory to do the scallops. So if you look really closely, these scallops are kind of weak. They're not really scallops, and you can actually still touch the wood a little bit. Weak scallops. I don't care. I don't need scallops to be fast. In fact, I need a whole lot more than Yngwie's help or this guitar to be awesome. The only thing that's been changed on this, much to my dismay, is that they put locking tuners on it. It's just, it would have been really awesome if you just left it alone, man. Now, one of the things, by the way, that Yngwie liked to do, I know on the American models they did, it's not really on this. I'm sure it may have been adjusted and came that way. But Ritchie Blackmore pretty much ignores the middle pickup. So Yngwie had recessed the middle pickup. This middle pickup's right up there. So whatever, here's a lead pickup. First position. Third. Fourth. And yeah, that's definitely the switch tip, which, by the way, if you guys notice, everything's black and white, so it all matches. Where did we go? Hey, man, I heard you.
2 hours later.
I was very excited to show you guys the fifth position. As you notice, I played kind of funky stuff on it because it sounds like a Strat, man. Guys, I'm not that good. And I want you to know I do all of these in one take, off the top of my head. So like if I say something wrong or it's like, oh, it's the Syncromatic Bridge from 1975, and actually it's not because of Ritchie Blackmore's helping me. I invite you, subscribe, troll me, but give me constructive criticism. Tell me where I'm wrong. Don't just be like, oh, he's fucking on crack. I don't do cocaine. I'm just like this. All right, time for some distortion? I think so. Again, on my Angle Gigmaster 30. That's it. All right, third position. Sounds like, I don't sound like Yngwie, but like that dirty Strat, like really clean, vintage sounding pickup thing. Like, this sounds great. They're not DiMarzios, they're just the black Japanese death, but they're freaking awesome. Really? Keep on! Keep on! Yngwie, in summation, guys. First off, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like what I do, please share it to all the groups. Tell all your friends. Let them know. And comment down below. If you haven't noticed, like a psychopath, I respond to all of you. I make the videos that you guys ask me about. If I screw up something, I correct it, usually because of you guys, because I admit I am not the end-all be-all expert of all of these things, but I have been learning, and the whole point of this page is to share my knowledge and to learn from you, because guess what? If you're like 72 sitting at home going, I got 359s, what does that kid know? Tell him. And I love this guitar in faded sonic blue, this Japanese beautiful craziness with the lightly scalloped frets. So I invite you to tell me which one you like better, Yngwie's guitar, and stick around. Coming up next, part 2, Jason Becker's PV prototype numbers guitar. We'll get into it. All right, can you just subscribe and Happy New Year stuff.
Why don't you smash that subscribe button already?